The man named Aaron had traveled across dozens of frontier systems before landing on the harsh rim world of Vornis. He had come with the plan of finding mechanical work in the lower districts, but fate pushed him somewhere far different. Vornis was known for metal markets, junk ships, and shady auctions. Aaron kept to himself, yet sometimes he stepped into places he never wished to see. He moved through the dusty alleys with calm steps, unaware that this day would change everything in his life. The auction yard sat on cracked stone, ground beneath a faded red sky. The crowd gathered around a raised platform where traders brought cages filled with captured beings. Aaron never liked this place and never planned to stay long. He only came because he needed spare parts for his transport shuttle. He walked past the cages, refusing to look at the misery trapped inside. Then a quiet sound made him stop. It was not loud. It was a faint breath, almost a whisper. He turned and saw a girl in a small cage. She looked exhausted but calm. Her silver hair hung past her shoulders, and her eyes were bright blue like the flash of a star. She could not have been older than 20. The strange glow around her skin hinted she belonged to a noble species, one not usually found in a slave market. Something in her posture kept Aaron from walking away. She did not shiver or beg. She simply watched him with quiet strength. A trader noticed his stare and moved closer. The trader spoke about rare finds, high prices, and special qualities. Aaron ignored the man and crouched near the cage. He asked her name. She hesitated, studying him before answering. She said her name was Lyra. Her voice was steady, even though her wrists were chained. Aaron asked how she ended up here. Lyra said she was taken by raiders while traveling through a border zone. She revealed little more. Aaron had seen many helpless beings in his life, yet something about Lyra struck him deeper. Her calmness felt out of place. It felt like she waited for something, even now in chains. Aaron asked the trader for the price. The trader looked him up and down, expecting him to refuse once he heard the number. Aaron paid without argument. The trader handed him the key and stepped back. Aaron unlocked the cage and helped Lyra stand. Her legs shook, so he placed her arm around his shoulder. Together, they left the auction yard. Aaron brought her to a small lodge at the edge of the district. It was not much. It had one bed, a table, and a storage locker. Lyra did not complain. He brought food and water. She thanked him softly and ate slowly. Aaron asked again who she was, and she offered another quiet answer. She said she was from a distant empire. She said she had no family to return to. Aaron sensed that was not the full truth, but he did not press her. Days passed. Lyra regained strength. She helped clean the lodge and sorted tools on the workbench. She spoke little, but her eyes showed deep thought. Sometimes she walked outside at sunrise and stared toward the horizon as if searching the sky for something. Aaron felt the air shift around her, as if she carried a weight too heavy for someone so young. He wanted to understand her burden, but respected her silence. One evening, a group of strangers came into the district. They wore dark coats and carried silent devices. They searched buildings and questioned residents. Rumors spread that they were imperial seekers. Aaron kept Lyra hidden in the storage room while he listened to passing voices. The strangers asked about a missing successor from a noble line. They said the Empire wanted her back at any cost. Aaron returned to the lodge and looked at Lyra. She avoided his gaze. He asked if she knew why they searched. She admitted that she was the successor they sought. She explained her story. She was next in line to lead her people. The empire was large and peaceful, yet full of internal disputes. A faction within her court wanted a different ruler. They kidnapped her and tried to hide her across the frontier. Raiders intercepted them, consoled her. She thought she would never return home alive. She looked at Aaron with deep gratitude. She said he saved a life worth far more than he knew. Aaron sat beside her, absorbing the truth. He never imagined she carried such responsibility. He asked if she wanted to go back. Lyra nodded. She said her people needed stability. If she vanished forever, her empire would break. Aaron knew the journey would be dangerous. The Seekers in the district were likely hostile, not loyal. He told Lyra he would take her to the Empire's territory himself. She asked why he would risk his life for her. He said he could not let her face danger alone. Aaron repaired his shuttle through the night. Lyra prepared what little supplies they had. Before dawn, they left the lodge and headed for the starport. The Seekers had set up checkpoints, so Aaron guided Lyra through service tunnels beneath the main decks. They emerged near a cargo landing zone where old ships lined the platforms. Aaron unlocked his shuttle and rushed her inside. They launched into the sky before the Seekers detected them. Their ship soared beyond Vornis and entered the dark stretch of space. Aaron programmed a route through nebula clusters and asteroid bands. It was the safest way to avoid detection. Lyra sat beside him, watching the glowing clouds swirl around them like silent waves. She asked Aaron about his life. He told her he had worked as a pilot in many sectors. He traveled from system to system with no long-term home. She listened with genuine interest. She said he moved like a free star that refused to belong to any orbit. Their peaceful flight ended abruptly when scanners detected pursuit. A group of vessels approached from the side. These ships carried no imperial symbol. Aaron guessed they belonged to the faction that had taken Lyra. He pushed the shuttle through asteroid fields. Lyra gripped the seat as the ship jolted and rolled between rocks. Aaron maintained steady focus. He used every trick he learned across years of travel. They escaped the first attack, but the ships continued pursuit. Aaron directed the shuttle toward a drifting station known as the Halo Ruin. It was ancient and abandoned, floating near a ring of ice fragments. He landed inside a cracked hangar and powered down the engines. Lyra followed him through dusty halls. They hid behind broken pillars when the pursuing ships entered the ruin. The enemies searched each chamber with slow steps. Aaron held Lyra's hand and guided her through narrow corridors. They reached an old reactor shaft and climbed down damaged ladders. Lyra moved ahead to scout the lower deck. She discovered a control room with a dormant shield core. She said the core could generate a defensive burst strong enough to disable nearby ships. Aaron examined the console. He said it might work if they could restart the energy lines. Lyra helped connect the power nodes. Sparks flashed, but the system came alive. The enemies approached, hearing the noise. Aaron activated the shield core. A wave of energy pulsed outward. The pursuing ships lost power and drifted away from the ruin. Aaron and Lyra returned to the shuttle and launched again. Hours later, they crossed into Imperial space. Patrol ships approached, but did not threaten them. Their signals recognized Lyra's genetic signature. She sent a message requesting safe escort to the capital world. The patrols guided them into a shimmering sphere where the Empire's main planet floated with tall towers and silver plains. When they landed, a reception group awaited. They knelt before Lyra and welcomed her home. Aaron stepped aside, unsure if his role in her life was ending. Lyra turned and held his arm. She said he must come with her. She led him through grand halls filled with crystal lights. Court members bowed as she passed. The Empire's council gathered in a wide chamber where Lyra stood before them. They asked how she survived. She explained everything and told them that Aaron saved her. The council debated her return. Some feared political conflict. Some questioned whether she should lead after such a dangerous event. Lyra answered each concern with steady conviction. She said she had seen the outside world and learned the struggles of ordinary beings. She said Aaron showed her the courage and clarity needed in a leader. The council finally agreed to restore her title. Lyra became the official successor once more. Aaron planned to leave quietly after the ceremony. He returned to the landing terrace, but Lyra met him before he reached his shuttle. She said she did not want him to go. He said she needed to focus on ruling her people. She said she would choose her own path. She said she wanted him to stay because he was the first person who treated her like an equal, not a symbol. Aaron hesitated, but saw truth in her eyes. He agreed to stay for a while. Weeks passed. Aaron learned about the Empire's customs and their advanced technology. He stayed close to Lyra, who worked tirelessly to rebuild trust within the government. She invited Aaron to strategic meetings and listened to his honest opinions. He became one of her trusted advisors. The people of the Empire admired their unity. They respected that Lyra chose to learn from a human who saved her without expecting reward. One day, a crisis struck the outer colonies. A rogue fleet threatened peaceful stations. The council urged cautious action. Lyra proposed a diplomatic mission supported by a defense wing. She said conflict could be avoided through direct negotiation. Aaron agreed and advised that he accompany her. Together they traveled to the frontier. Lyra met with the rogue leaders and offered fair terms. Her courage and wisdom impressed them. Peace was restored without battle. The journey back solidified her place as leader. The Empire saw her not as a fragile successor, but as a wise future ruler. Aaron walked beside her, knowing she no longer needed saving. SciFi